Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Kapha Dosa class. We're working with waking up and removing heaviness from the system, from the body, and from the mind. Tamas from the mind. And we're going to bring in a little bit of work with the hips today and shoulders, preparing the shoulders for sun salutations. And I thought I would bring in a little bit of balance work today, working with the core to strengthen that for what we're doing. So if you could just find your spot. And I've got a chair, I've got two mats, and this mat will end up on the chair. If you could have a belt available for you as well today. So just bending the knees, tracking the knees over the second toes, inhale, opening up, arms at the sides, thumbs back, exhale. Bend the knees, inhale, open, just warming up, upper back, neck and shoulders. Feel your feet as you exhale. Inhale, opening the heart. Adding a humming sound. Notice how that humming sound helps lengthen your exhale. Maybe bringing your arms a little bit higher, just notice how that feels in your neck and shoulders. Maybe to heart height, adding Om on the exhale. Inhale, visualizing the radiant sun all around you. Exhale, gather up the light to the heart. Now, nodding the head up and down to get some nerve flossing in the neck. Clearing those morning cobwebs. Our chant from 2 weeks ago, Sūryaya Namaḥ. Sūryaya Namaḥ. That means I bow to the sun, I bow to the light within my heart. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Inhale, feel the radiance all around you of the sun, all directions. Gather it up to the source of the heart. Sūryaya Namaḥ. One more time. Inhale, expanding into the radiance. Exhale, centering. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Release. All right, so bringing the feet together. You can put a block between the legs if that helps you. You could put a belt on your ankles if that helps you. We're going to come up onto our toes. This is a dynamic stretch for the legs, feet, but it also helps us with concentration when we balance. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, coming down. Finding your breath. Inhale through that radiance. And exhale, I'm going to take it through the center, bowing the head to the heart and feeling the legs and feet, bending the knees at the bottom to help that connection to the earth. Inhale up, the legs can also be straight. Please do this in your own timing. So it's definitely preparing for our sun salutation, which is the main focus of this class. Surya Namaskaram, sun salutation. Taking a pause between inhale and exhale. And maybe staying at the top, arms wherever you like, overhead, on top of your head, folded elbows, interlock the fingers. How's your balance this morning? And when you're ready, coming out of it, maybe make an intention for your day. Sankalpa, promise to yourself. An invocation. And when you're ready, bring your legs apart. We're just going to start with Untitled Trichamasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the side. Starting to get into the side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Notice how that feels. If it's too much, you can leave that top arm down like this. So that's a variation for the shoulders. Just finding that pendulum movement back and forth. So this is related to Samana Vayu, pendulum movement at the belly. It's basically how food gets digested through small intestine. All right, good. And release that. Bring your feet back together. We're going to keep going with this movement into Dosa. So inhale, arms up. And exhale, we're going to come to one side. Inhale up. And exhale, other side. That should take it a little bit deeper. Just getting into those hips and the side body, which gets compressed by sitting. And gets compressed just because we don't tend to move this way much in our lives. Just notice how that feels in your lower back, your hips, and maybe your upper back too. If you have scoliosis or another smaller imbalance in the spine, these side movements are very helpful. Finding your breath. Pausing between inhale and exhale, just finishing up your last round. Nice way to wake up. We're going to take this up a notch. We worked on this in the Sunday class, if you happen to be there. So we're going to inhale. We're going to have our feet facing one direction. We're going to do Utthita Trichamasana. Inhale. Now I've got the chair here, so make sure you've got your chair available. So face that way. So inhale, arms coming up. And exhale, you're going to bring your hand towards that chair and just see if you can come up like this. And maybe look forward. And inhale. Whoops. There we go. The morning is a little different. Exhale. I'm bending that knee a bit. I can bring my hand on my lower back as well. I can just have my shoulders facing there, or I can go right into the pose. So I'll give you an option. So if you're having a little more trouble with this, you can take it a little bit more slowly, hand on the lower back, face the chair, and then open up. I think for this morning for me is working a little better. Every day is different on balances. And you can take a break in between by bringing your arms down too, if you want to take that break. So it starts with Utthita Trichamasana. I bend the knee a little bit. See if I can start going right into the pose. Yeah, and you might find it changes after you wake up. Morning first thing is always a little different. And this is activating our core, our mula, bandha, uddiyana bandha, that strength, and working with the strength of the hips. And it's just waking us up. Let's just do one more. If we've done around 6, maybe a few more. Exhale, going into it. And maybe staying now. Can you stay in the pose? Can you stay in this balance? And are you looking forward, or can you start looking up? I'm just going to look forward myself on this side. This is my harder side. So you might find on your easier side you can do more. You could have that hand down, the lower back or your hip. Try to see where that back leg is, maybe lift it up a bit more. Could have it at a wall. When you're ready coming out of it, probably feeling the strength of your hips. Exhale, release. And we're going to switch sides. So bring your chair to the other side. Or you can just switch your bodies because you're not demoing. So you can just flip around to the other side as well. And just find, where you're going to be at with this. In terms of space, just finding your, okay, do I have the right setup? Just find all that. Okay, let's begin. So toes facing the direction you're moving towards. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, coming into your Utthita Trichamasana. So that's the pose. You're bending that knee and maybe facing towards the chair and then opening up. Just finding your pose. So you might want to start gently like this. So that's your exhale, inhale, coming out of it. And then going back and forth or taking that break in between exhale. Inhale. Exhale, my hips go towards that wall and then extend, bend the knee, give me a little bit of spring. It's my easier side, so I'm going to be able to do more right away. But if it's your harder side, keep your arms closer to your core, to your torso, and it will be easier. So you can do this, hand on the lower back, the hip, find your alignment. Maybe not even use the chair. Some of you can use a block. You've got a ball here, you put your head on it. That's kind of nice. And just keep going your own time. back leg can be lifted up so it's not hanging down too much. I'll be moving towards the full pose at this point as you warm up. Using the strength of your back, your hips. It's definitely harder to balance when it's darker on every spine, so you notice that. If you do this at a different time of day, it's easier. And just two more back and forth. I like the movement because you use a lot of different muscles to move in and out of it. And on the last one, we're going to stay to around 6 to 8 times. Maybe you can look up, maybe look forward. Again, balance a little harder when it's darker. The sun is still coming up. Can you slow that breath down? And when you're ready, coming out of it, and exhale, release. Whew. And hopefully that woke you up. All right, so a few more warm-ups. I'm just doing some different things today than I have been doing. So I want you to take your belt. We're going to work with the shoulders a bit more. That last one was definitely full body. And it's said from research that doing these asymmetrical poses, of course, they're good for balancing strength in the two sides of our body, but they're said to balance the mind, the brain. So working one hemisphere at a time, very soothing for the nervous system, and helps us with pain management as well as stress management. So keep that in mind. They're starting to use this kind of rhythmic movement for conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's as well. So just, that was what the last set was about. Inhale, I've got the belt on my wrists. Probably should tell you what I'm doing here. Or you can put them like this on your hands. So it just depends on how you feel. I'm going to put mine on my wrist today. And then I've got my elbows a little bit bent as I inhale and come up to my place. I'm pressing out, and hopefully this is getting into your shoulders, and exhale down. Now you might have your arms straight. That might feel good for you. And the belt is about shoulder width apart. So you don't want it too narrow or it won't feel good. So you might notice that one of your shoulders is a little bit sticky, and that's normal. So I'm pressing out into the belt. It's just a nice way to warm up the shoulders, preparing for our sun salutations. Just a different way to do it. Inhale up, exhale down. This is Tadasana. Again, we're doing a lot of Tadasana today between our poses. It's a nice way to practice, always coming back to that samasthiti, that even standing pose that we're in right now. And then when the arms come up, we call it Tadasana in the Krishnamacharya tradition. And this is also strengthening for the shoulders. Hopefully you're feeling some heat coming in. We're just going to finish up. And exhale, come down. Okay, put that belt away in a minute. So just working a little bit differently. Inhale, arms coming up. I've got my feet together, crossing the elbows. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down. Inhale. And exhale, release. Now, if you want to make this harder, you can come up on your toes. And just notice how that feels in your shoulders. Having the side bend. Inhale. Exhale, going to one side. Inhale here. Exhale, come down on the heels. Inhale, center. So I'm not worried about dropping the shoulders in this version. Exhale, other side. Now the arms, the arms could be straight. Eventually exhale down. Inhale, coming up. You can't stay up on the toes, that's fine. You can come down on the heels right away as you come to the side. Very strengthening for the ankles to keep up on the toes. And it works the balance. Let's exhale, inhale here. Exhale, heels down. And stretch deeply. Inhale, center. One more round. Exhale, if you can, keeping up on the toes as you come to the side. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Last time. Exhale, coming to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Release. Okay, so putting your chair in your place that you want it for your sun salutations. We're going to do one more warm up. So we're going to work with some warrior and hold after inhale. So I'm going to start showing this direction today just for something different. So your legs are in warrior. You start with your easy side, whatever feels easy. Whatever leg comes forward first is probably your easier side. So start with that. Bending the front knee over the ankle. You bring the arms to the side as you inhale. And you're going to lunge forward. I'm drawing my hands back. The palms can be down. The palms can be facing the screen, or the thumbs can be back. So that's your inhale. I'm also going to lift my head up. Get more into my upper back that way, with that slight movement of the neck. And then exhale, giving myself a hug, rounding the spine. Inhale, coming forward, looking up, and exhale. Keep that going and show it the side view. Now can you add a hold after inhale? Hold after inhale. 1, 2. Exhale. This should start really warming you up. Can you hold a little longer? So 3 to 5 seconds. And we're going to switch sides. Hopefully you're warming up a bit. Find your alignment first, your legs, your hips, knee pointing towards second toe, facing forward, length and width of the pose you can adjust to your comfort, back foot turning slightly. Inhale, bend that knee towards second toe, arms at the side, warrior 1 variation, lunging forward and lifting the heart. Exhale, rounding the upper back. And adding that hold after inhale to increase the expansion effect, the heating effect. It's a Brahmana pose, that which expands, in this case heats, increases energy, brings in prana. And we're working with neck and shoulders, upper back, doing 4 to 8 times. And just finishing up. And finding your samastiti. We're going to do a forward bend now. Our first forward bend of the day. We're going to face the chair. Start with. Forward bends can be challenging. We'll start one leg at a time. Parshva-uttanasana. So at this point, I'm going to bring my second mat onto my chair, preparing for my sun salutations. Realize I left my heat on here. Hope the noise hasn't been bothering you. Just going to turn that off. And you might want to get rid of any sweaters you have at this point because you're going to get warm. Okay. So, just starting with Parshva-uttanasana. Inhale, arms coming. Exhale, stretching way, way, way forward, bringing the hands to the chair, bending that front knee or not. So notice how it feels. When I bend the front knee, I actually can feel more of a stretch in my back, hip, lower back. But when I straighten the leg and I come close enough to the chair, I can bring my head down to the chair and stretch my front leg, which is the original intention of the pose. Inhale, when you come up, you just come up without the arms or add the arms right away. And exhale, we're going to go right into it. Extend, 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 extend. You can bring your hands to the back of the chair, to the seat of the chair. Bend that front knee or not. Inhale, extend the arms nice and long. And exhale, release. Just going to move my chair just a touch. Inhale up. Exhale, extend. Now stay here. Inhale, lift. Just the chest. Exhale, forward bend. Again, you can bend that front knee. That might feel better You want to focus on the back hip, the ankle. Try to feel the little toe side of the back foot. So adding the sthiti here. And now staying in the pose if that's comfortable. Maybe bringing your hands down. Moving into breath awareness. Inhale, tat, exhale, sat, that truth, that light at our heart, that wisdom at our heart. Bowing the head to that. When you're ready, slowly coming out of it, hands on the chair, bend the front knees, slowly coming out. You can step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. You can bend the knees if you like. And bring the other foot forward, coming to standing, just finding your place. Inhale, arms coming up. Maybe chin down, Jalandharabandha, chin lock. Krishna is very fond of this chin lock. Exhale, extend. So that chin lock, I believe it keeps the energy from going through the top of the head and keeps it more in the heart, that prana. Again, that front knee can be bent or straight, your choice. Inhale, you can come up without the arms and then add the arms or not. Arms are weights. And we're just going to keep going up and down. You can take a break in between by bringing the hands down. Parshva Uttanasana. One-sided forward bend. After you've done about 3 or 4, staying in the pose, doing some sthiti. Inhale, extending. Halfway up, exhale, forward bend. You can bend that front knee or keep it straight. And it's nice if you can put the head on the seat of the chair. You can also have blocks on the seat of the chair to bring your head to, so you can have a stack of blocks rather than coming all the way down. When you feel ready, when you feel warm enough, are you ready to just stay in the pose? Maybe adjust so you can really rest here. Maybe bring the hands down. They might be on blocks. Just stretching that front leg, hamstrings, calf, into the foot, and into the lower back, both ends of that stretch of the leg being affected. Inhale, tat, exhale, sat. So move into breath awareness, meditation. And when you're ready, coming out of it slowly, we're going to go back to our downward facing dog as a counter. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, coming back. And again, if you bend your knees, you might feel more stretch through the torso and lower back. It's because you're changing that angle, making a longer lever for your body. Let's play with that. It's also more grounding, perhaps, to bend the knees. You feel your feet more, the earth. So I bring in the bent knees quite a bit for that reason, not because I need it for stretch purposes, but just for that lengthening of the spine. So when you're ready, coming out of the pose, you're looking good. And that was a pretty gentle warm-up. And now we're going to move into the sun salutations. So here we go. An hour later, here we are. So just make sure you've got that room around you. Look outside, notice how the sun has started to come up. And hands at the heart. Inhale, arms coming up at your sides, radiating like the sun. Exhale, forward bend, bring your hands to the chair. Inhale, stepping left foot back. I'm going to start with this warm-up piece. Exhale, bend the knee. That's to get into the hip. We're going to stay here for a moment today just for fun to change it up. As I said today, I want to change everything up. Inhale, let's do a lunge right here, bringing the arms up. My knee is forward of my ankle, that's fine. As long as it doesn't pass my toes, it's still safe. Exhale, forward. Let's just do that a few times, getting into that hip. So some of you mentioned hip stuff today. So we're just going to do a little bit more focus on the hips. Inhale here and exhale. Just notice how that feels. If that back knee is uncomfortable, you can put a block under it, a soft block or a pillow. So that's always an option, is adding or even a little sweater. Okay, now it's going to be a little hard to come out of it. So just bring the knee more over the ankle, tuck under that back toe. And we're just going to step forward now into our forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Uttadasana, exhale, samstiti. Feeling that light at the heart. Your feet can be together or hip apart. Feel that sun shining at the heart. Inhale, bringing the arms all around you, sweeping through that radiance. Exhale, bowing the head to the heart and to the earth. Inhale, right foot back, way back. Exhale, bend that back knee. And if possible, you can release those toes or not. It might feel better for you to have the toes tucked under. You can put something under that right knee. Inhale, arms coming up. And I'm bringing my knee forward towards my toes to get deeper stretch of my hip. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Up. Stretching that hip flexor, psoas at the right side. When you're ready, just carefully bring that knee back over the ankle because you're going to wait on it now. Tucking the back toes under. So that's just for safety, give the joints a little bit more stability. Inhale and exhale. Can you step forward? A little hard to do after all that. Forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, samastiti. All right, so moving on, we're gonna add the downward facing dog now. Inhale. So I'm working in kramas and steps. Inhale. Vinyāsa krama, adding one step at a time with intention. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, going into the full lunge. The hands can be on the chair or bring the arms up, sides or front. And exhale, going into your downward facing dog. Now I hope you have your chair at the wall, because otherwise this is quite hard to do. So you have to kind of press into that chair. Stay here, inhale, look up, sthiti. This is preparing for our up dog. Exhale, down dog again. You can bend those knees to stretch through the legs and the lower back more. Inhale. Or you can keep the legs straight. Working with that movement of the neck and how that affects neck and shoulders. That a number of times, and then bringing the left foot forward into your lunge. Usually you have to step the back foot back a little bit. Exhale, knee down, releasing into the hip. Inhale, coming up, maybe adding the arms. Just see how your balance is today. You can leave the hands on the chair. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, full Tadasana. Exhale, samastiti. Feel that sun at the heart. Release the hands down. Moving on, adding the up dog. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to get rid of that second piece as well. Inhale, we're going to bring the leg back and add the arms right away or not. That's your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Let's just start with the plank as our first step. Inhale here. Exhale, back. Let's just do that a few times. Inhale, plank. And then if you like, stay here. Just see how that is on your wrists. I'm holding the sides of the chair. That's better for my wrists, but with a wider surface, I might have the hands flat down, but just see how that feels on your surface that you have here. Staying a breath. As we age, wrists, knees, hips, fingers, all these joints do tend to start to bother us a bit, so just have to be mindful of that. We can counter this with our diet, with swabhyanga, putting oil on our bodies. Bringing good oil into our diet. Reducing raw vegetables. Cooking our food well. Reducing the vata dosha. These all promote ojas, which is the refined version of kapha. When kapha is going well, that's strength and stability. It becomes ojas, vitality and unity. When you're ready, bringing your left foot forward, stepping right one back a bit, and inhale, arms up if you can. Exhale, forward bend. Hopefully you've warmed up for this well. So at this point, this starts to feel pretty easy. Inhale up and exhale, starting position. That's going to depend on you. Each of us are going to be a little bit different with all of that. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, arms up. I'm taking you pretty gently today after a week off. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, right foot back, adding the arms on if you like. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, just working the plank to begin with. Again, I'm going to hold the sides of the chair so it feels better for my wrists. Exhale, stay. Inhale, exhale back. So later when we add the chaturanga, the push down, push up, you can just stay here and you do not have to add the up dog either. Those poses can be a bit hard on the wrists, even if you have the strength to do them. So the other modification I wanted to mention is you can just stay here and downward facing dog, have your hands on the chair and you can inhale, look up, and exhale, look down. So you can just do that while we're doing the up dog, down dog with the chaturanga, the push down and up. Okay, so keep that in mind as we go forward. Every day is different. I'm feeling one of my wrists this morning a bit, so I'm like, oh, be careful. Inhale, right foot forward, arms up. So just modifying for what's going on for you, and I will be doing the same. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, Salutation. We're going to add the chanting piece at the end. We're going to do one more round, and at the full Vinyāsa, inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, left back, arms up or not. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. You can stay here or exhale, do a little bit of a push down. Inhale, push up. And can you bring your chest through into an upward facing dog? I'm pushing away from the chair, drawing my shoulders back. Imagine my hands on your shoulders, drawing them back. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, left foot forward, right back. And with the arms coming up or not. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, full Tadasana. Exhale, Salutation. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right back, arms up or not. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. And I'm making sure my shoulders are over my wrists here. Exhale, bend the elbows a little bit or a lot. Inhale, extend, bring the chest through or not. If it's too much, skip this part. And bring the hips through as well. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left back, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, Salutation. Okay, we're going to add our chant, Sūryaya Namaḥ. Okay, and that's going to be during each of the exhale movements. So I'm just going to remind you the chant. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Okay, so you can just listen or join us. If you get out of breath, just listen. It can be a lot. And if you can, visualize that sun at the heart. So the sun is shining at the heart. This is a source of prana, energy. This is your deepest fountain of energy, deep within you. And this prana becomes ojas eventually, after 35 days. going through the whole system. Inhale, expanding outwards. Feeling that radiance all around you. Exhale, forward bend. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Left back, arms up. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Sūryaya Namaḥ. Dog. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Left. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Inhale. Feel the radiance all around you. Exhale, leg to the heart. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Release into your samastiti. Other side, inhale. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Right. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Plank. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Dog. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Right. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Dosa. For the radiance all around you. Sūryaya Namaḥ. Into the center. And with the bija mantra, Om Hram. Repeat. Om Hram. Om Hrim. Repeat. Om Hrim. Om Hrum. Om Hrum. Om Hraim. Om Hraim. Om Hraum. Om Hraum. Om Hraha. Om Hraha. Sūryaya Namaḥ. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Namaste. Namaskaram. Surya. Namaskaram.